Say you're visiting New York City and you want to visit a couple watch stores. Where should you go? Well, stay tuned for a quick overview of some places to visit. Hello again, watch friends and fellow anoraks. Welcome back to Watch Thoughts. Some periodic comments on watch-related things I find interesting or just want to share. If you're new to my channel and want to learn about watches, watch collecting, and the like, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell to be notified of new uploads. I'm lucky in so many ways. One of them is that I live about a 45-minute bus ride from Midtown New York City. Then it's maybe a 10-minute brisk walk to Madison Avenue or Fifth Avenue, where most of the watch stores are. I can pop over to the Big Apple just about any time I want and overdose on watches at a small handful of authorized watch dealers and a somewhat larger handful of brand boutiques. Here's a brief rundown on the stores, why you might or might not want to go there, and my take on the value coefficient of each. These are obviously my opinions, and you may disagree with my assessments, or you may have different preferences and interests than I do. Fair enough. But I think of myself as a knowledgeable watch collector, and as such, offer up my judgments. I hope you find it useful. I'll provide links to their websites in the description. I'll start with the authorized dealers, or ADs. Tourneau. I think if there's one AD you can visit and maximize your watch exposure at a single establishment, it would be Tourneau. Not tonneau, that's a watch case style, but Tourneau. Established in 1900 and based in New York, Tourneau is the largest luxury watch retailer in the U.S., with 28 retail locations across 10 states, and a fully integrated e-commerce website. In its 4 floors, 3 floors and a basement, the AD provides almost unparalleled selection of mostly new and certified pre-owned watches. When you walk in the front door, you'll see a Rolex section off to the right, and an elevator straight away. In this one location, you can browse brands like Clasuta Original, Longines, Jaeger-LeCoultre, Zenith, Mido, Nomos, Breitling, Panerai, Tudor, Breguet, IWC, and many more. They don't always have all the models in the brand's portfolio, but they do have enough for you to see and try on whatever you wish and do some comparison shopping. It's very difficult to leave Tourneau empty-handed. I know that from personal experience. I bought my JLC sector dial there after first visiting the JLC boutique, which didn't even have the watch. In January 2018, Bucherer, the largest watch retailer in Europe, acquired Tourneau and all its U.S. stores. My understanding is that there will be some store consolidation, but the Tourneau name will still remain, at least in the U.S., and Bucherer branded watches will now be carried in a U.S. AD. Shalini. If you want to see the state of the horological art and at the same time scare the pants off your bank account, go to Shalini. This small store on Park Avenue is deceivingly modest looking, but within its walls you'll find timepieces from the world's most exclusive and innovative watchmakers. Although I'm calling Shalini an AD, Shalini calls itself a boutique, and that is apropos, I suppose, given the brands that they carry. Here you'll find brands such as Alehenga Sona, Arnold & Son, Chopard, De Bethune, Grubel Forsey, Parmigiani, H. Moser & C., Romain Gauthier, Vacheron Constantin, Kari Voutilainen, Urban Jurgensen, MB&F, Beauvais, Moritz Grossman, Laurent Ferrier, and Gronfeld, just to name a few of the exalted names. Well, I guess I named more than a few. The brands carried by Shalini is a who's who of timepieces that many of us consider grails. Although I've yet to purchase a watch at Shalini, I've visited a couple of times and was treated with respect and given plenty of time to view the watches I wanted to see, try them on, and ask questions about them. In my last visit, I was especially enamored with watches from Chopard, Parmigiani, H. Moser, and Urban Jurgensen. And from my experience, it seemed that Shalini had the watches I was interested in viewing, even if they were just recent models that were added to the brand's portfolio. I'll have to go back there soon, and so should you, if for nothing else than to see some amazing pieces that, hopefully, someday you can obtain. I've only been to Wempe once, but was treated well and saw some very nice timepieces. Wempe is home to the Rolex boutique in the store, or actually adjacent to it, and the AD has a Rolex service facility on site. Although Wempe does not specialize in the many independent brands that, say, Shalini does, Wempe does offer under one roof a number of luxury brands that you may not see elsewhere. These include brands such as Müller Glashütte, Panerai, Piaget, Rado, Cartier, Girard Perregaux, Young Hands, Hublot, Baume & Mercier, Tudema, and Ulysse Nardi. They also carry Patek Philippe, Alehenga Sona, Breitling, Roger Dubois, Tissot, and Vacheron Constantin. Wempe is an old-time German company, with roots going back to 1878, when the watchmaker Gerhard Wempe opened his first shop in Elstfleth, Germany. Over the last 140 years or so, the firm has remained a family business, and the fifth generation of Wempes still run the company. Wempe also offers fine jewelry in all of its worldwide locations, and even has their own brand of watches, which I was able to see recently at their location in Glashütte, Germany, the Observatory. The Glashütte Observatory functions as a training institute for young watchmakers and an incubator for future ideas. Since 2006, wristwatches have been produced in the former observatory. Wempe's own line of chronometers is tested and certified by the first German testing center for chronometers, which is also located at the observatory. The observatory also functions as a repair location for all the major brands coming through Wempe's servicing, and is Europe's largest workshop operated by a retail dealer. But I digress. If you want to view one or more luxury watches in a luxurious setting, then you should visit Wempe on Fifth Avenue in New York. Then there are the boutiques, which offer the visitor to view a range of timepieces of a particular brand. Most of the boutiques are small shops, with very high security, by the way, that, to a differing degree, showcase the brand's portfolio. Some are more plush than others, some are more welcoming than others, and some are simply must-visit locations because they may be the only place you will see that particular brand's products. The first boutique I'd recommend, in the latter category just mentioned, is the Seiko boutique. Although Grand Seiko has increased their presence in the USA by more advertising and by becoming a separate brand 2 years ago, their watches are still hard to find, in many cases. In the Seiko boutique, you'll find all the latest Grand Seiko models, be able to try them on, and compare the various pieces. For example, see for yourself how light on the wrist the snowflake feels with his titanium case. Or experience firsthand, and maybe for the first time, the exquisite Zaratsu finishing on the hands and cases that Grand Seiko is so well known for. You will be impressed, I guarantee it. The Seiko Boutique also has the latest Seiko Presage models and the very high-end Creedor models. Don't be fooled by the shop's seemingly hole-in-the-wall looks. Another boutique worth visiting, if only briefly, is Jaeger-LeCoultre. Whether you want to check out a reverso, like this beautiful new deep red version, or you want to see the latest Polaris line, here's where you should go. They don't seem to always have a lot of watches, and the new stuff seems to be hit or miss whether it's in the shop when you visit. But you never know. You might find something you like. And they're friendly and welcoming, and it's worth a visit. The Alehenga Sona boutique is one of my favorites because I am such a fan of their watches. I had never seen a Zeitwerk in person, but have often admired it. Whoa, that piece is a big boy. Large, 44mm diameter if I recall, and quite heavy. But oh, what a design, and the movement. I especially like the date version, with its background red disc, which highlights the date on the dial from beneath it. And the way the time ticks off the minutes, it's just perfect. Of course, all the other models are there, and at my last visit, I noticed that they had just about the entire portfolio of timepieces in the shop for your viewing. Check it out. They are very friendly and more than willing to help you decide which Langa is for you. Big grin. The remaining boutiques are centered on either Fifth Avenue or Madison Avenue. On Fifth Avenue, you can find Omega, Harry Winston, Cartier, Piaget, Blancpain, and Breguet, among others. On Madison Avenue, you can experience F.P. Journe, Breitling, Montblanc, Panerai, Chopard, and IWC, and a few others. So what are you waiting for? Plan that next visit to the Big Apple. Or if you live within a couple hours, take mass transit and spend a day overdosing on watches. I hope I've given you some ideas on where to visit. Have a good time, and don't forget to be polite with the sales staff, dress smartly, and ask for those catalogs. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your watch friends, and subscribe, if you already haven't, so as to be alerted of new content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.